Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our first lesson in this science. I'll give you a brief background on this science before we start. I'll try to answer three questions. Number one, when was Quran written? Number two, how was it transmitted or recited? Number three, is it important to learn tajwid? We come to question number one. Where was it? When was Quran? At the life of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he recited the revelation as he received it from Jibril alayhi salam. He recited it in front of the companions. He recited in front of the companions. Some of these companions were known as the writers of the revelation, like Ali ibn Abi Talib, Uthman ibn Affan, Ubay ibn Ka'b, Zayd ibn Thabit, and so on. They wrote what they hear from the Prophet on pieces of papers, pieces of leather, pieces of stone. Zayd ibn Thabit described this process by saying, when I hear the revelation from the Prophet ﷺ, I wrote it down in front of him. And immediately after I finished, he asked me to repeat it again. And when I repeated, if there were any mistakes, he corrected me immediately. And then I go out to the other companions and recite it correctly in front of them. And this was the first stage of writing the whole Quran in the Prophet's life sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The next stage came in the leadership of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Umar ibn Khattab advised Abu Bakr, may Allah bless them all, to write down the Holy Quran in one book and gather it in one place, because he noticed that the memorizers of the Holy Quran have been being killed in the great battles of Islam, like Yamama and so on. So he was worried. He was worried about the collecting of the Holy Quran. Abu Bakr asked Zayd ibn Thabit to help him in this process. They collected the verses from pieces of bones or paper, leather, and the things they wrote the Holy Quran on, and they made it as one book, and it was kept at Abu Bakr's house. After that, in the era of Uthman, he asked Zayd ibn Thabit and the other companions to copy down many books, send them to the countries like Egypt, Iraq, and so on. And he sent also a good memorizer of the Holy Quran and a good reciter to it to teach people in those countries. Now we come to the second question. How was Quran transmitted? Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam recited the Holy Quran as Jibril recited it, and he recited it in front of the companions. The companions recited it to their followers. The companions recited it to their followers, and so on, generation after generation, by transmitting it orally. So it is important to learn tajwid rules, yes, but it is important also to listen to a good recitation and to recite the Holy Quran in front of an expert reader, qari. You must do it. Because Quran is transmitted by tawatur. Tawatur means a group of people that are sincere and truthful transmit it orally to a group of people that are sincere and truthful, and so on till it reaches to our days. So you must listen to Quran recitation, a good recitation of Quran, and it is spread all over the world, and you must correct your recitation in front of an expert qari or reader. Now we come to the third question. The third question is it important to learn tajwid? Yes, it is very important to learn tajwid. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered us to recite it, to recite the Quran, the Holy Quran, in a proper way. In the same way, it was revealed to Prophet Muhammad, and in the same way he recited it in the front of the companions in the same way. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَرَتَّلْنَاهُ تَرْتِيلًا. So it is not a choice, it is an obligation. It is an obligation to recite it in the same way. If you have the ways, you must do your best to do this. You must do your best. What will happen if I recite the Holy Quran in a proper way? What will happen? You will benefit, you will have a great benefit from that, because with the Holy Quran is alive to your heart, is alive to your heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَكَذَلِكَ أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ رُوحًا مِّنْ أَمْرِنَا. He called it ruhan, alive, alive to your heart, alive to your heart. So Quran, give your heart a life and give your heart a light. You will be affected positively. You will be affected positively. You will understand the Holy Quran in a deep way. It will touch your heart. It will teach you. It will teach you to be fear from Allah, to love Allah, to be pious. It will teach you many things. The one who recites the Holy Quran in a proper way will be with the noble emissaries, as Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, الماهر بالقرآن مع السفرة الكرام البرر. Will be with the noble emissaries, with the good angels, the noble angels. And your rank in the hereafter, depends on your recitation of Quran and your understanding of Quran in this world. I hope you will do your best. Thanks for watching.
ربنا إننا سمعنا